Yeah, it seems to me things like value, things like excellence, they're not arithmetic, they're not exponential. It's not as though when it comes to excellence, if one is good, two is better. It's not linear like that. Actually, excellence can't be improved by volume. It can be drowned by volume. It can be crushed by volume, but not improved by volume. And I think we're finding this out as a species. I think we're finally realizing the hard way that we've just been carelessly multiplying human life across this planet, hoping that some critical mass of us will thrive, when why would we collectively thrive? We're not even individually thriving. Most people can't even justify their lives to themselves, except possibly vaguely. They find life like vaguely meaningful. But is that enough justification? Like, a child is a vote, not just towards your future, but toward the status quo. A child, like you run into an expecting woman, that's a woman voting that this is an adequate nest in which to lay her egg. And who's doing that? Who's looking around at Earth right now going, this is hunky-dory? I think I can buy it from in the past. I can understand why at one time we were just propagating life, because maybe we were kind of employing this theory that if you throw enough mud at the wall, something's bound to stick. Like maybe you get to thinking it's a numbers game. If you bring enough humans into the world, we will somehow promote or propagate human joy. But I think at this point we have pretty good statistics to back up the fact that we haven't propagated human joy. We've amassed a lot of human pain and non-human pain. I keep free-range chickens, and they act so different in a free-range setting than in a contained setting. They have a complex array of vocalizations. They're very happy. They have almost like a rudimentary democratic system where they make decisions where they're going to go, what they're going to do. They vocalize many vocalizations about predators. But once you contain them, their vocalizations flatten, their lives flatten, they have nothing to talk about. And I think that this is what's happening with humans too. We're not feeling as free as we used to be. We're not free range humans anymore. We're too contained. And we did it to ourselves. And with birds, when they become contained, they will turn their aggression outward and start becoming more aggressive with one another. But when they become super concentrated, like stacked up on top of each other, they turn their aggression inward, and it becomes self-mortifying, self-mutilating. They'll start plucking out their feathers and cannibalizing their own flesh. It gets really macabre. I think humans do that too. I think that we are seeing a lot of self-hatred right now that probably is being driven by overpopulation. And it's anybody's guess when the Earth is overpopulated. JBP likes to say the entire human race could fit in a space the size of Manhattan, but that's kind of using that utilitarian formulaic thinking to just flatten something that should be intuitive again. Why are we always flattening our intuition? Why can't we? I think our intuition alone can tell us that if you can't sleep for all the honking of cars passing by and all the radio noises and neighbor noises, and if you have to drive hours to get to a secluded place, and if you can't see the stars for all the light pollution, and if you can't drive 10 miles down the road without it taking 45 minutes because of traffic, and if everything from the post office to the store to getting a cup of coffee requires a very long line, and if some appreciable chunk of your life is spent in various lines, do you actually need math to tell you that we're overpopulated? We just know it. We know that when it comes to Derek Parfit's two worlds, we know which one we're on. We're not on the quality world. We're on the quantity world. And it just seems to me eventually we're going to have to squarely face the fact that we could really use a population pause.